Peace. I greet you in peace. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that when you come across this video, that you're in a state of peace. And if not, that you gain more before you leave here. Because peace is the most precious thing to me when I look at it. Because look at this. No matter what else you may be lacking in life, period, it could be anything. If you have peace, you cool, right? Because you have peace with whatever it may be, with the lacking of whatever it may be. So that is a beautiful greeting to share with each other. Now, a warrior like me, it could go war, but I'll be at peace with the war. All right, let me chill. So, I have notes here, and I was gonna freestyle and then follow through on my notes and everything like that. But I'm gonna try something different this time. I am going to read what I wrote because when I wrote this, before I wrote it, I was in the backyard. It's a beautiful day. I was in the backyard. I had my little meditation music on. The sun was shining. I did a light meditation. I was in a place of peace. And then I just let myself be guided on what to write, right? So if I start freestyling, knowing me, I'm going to be all over the place. And I want my message to come across. So let's see how that work out. So the title of our talk today is called The Real Distraction Is ... So what I'm talking about, well, first off, let me say, I'm not on no holier than thou stuff or like I'm the guru and I got it all together and what have you. I also, this world is so full of distractions and things like that, that's something that I also, uh, what's the word? I don't want to say struggle. I don't want to say fight, but I can say challenge with. I also find myself challenged with distractions. So I want to talk about it. And yeah. So distraction is such a commonly used term nowadays. Oftentimes, like when a celebrity is having a scandal and it's all over the news or all over, you'll always see people say, hey, watch out, y'all. This is a distraction. This is a distraction. And from my experience, it seems like many times people are thinking that the attempt to distract is to distract and keep your attention over here, while on the other hand, it's something going on in the world, or it's a law that they sneaking through, or laws being passed and things like that, etc. However, I believe that it's more of distracting us from what really matters. What really matters. Gaining information and knowledge about you, yourself. That's all that matters at this point that we're in, is you working on you. You getting in touch with your own power. Now look, I'm going rogue. Let me get back to my my notes. So even if you knew what they're doing in other countries or in your own country or laws being passed, etc., what you gonna do about that if you don't even know yourself and your personal power, and you're not even in touch with your own personal power, and you got so much, like your focus to me, look, I'm rogue again. Your focus to me at this time is on learning about yourself. Look, and I'm not going to restart this video. I'm going to keep going with this, right? Because I got off track again. Because what I was going to say is, okay, even if you knew about what was going on in your country or the laws being passed on a sneak or whatever, what you gonna do about that? Approach that with political power, vote, march, yeah? You think a bunch of humans without true connection to their own personal power, often spiritually out of touch, detached from nature, in our low vibration, which is our weakest form, um, or anchored in a physical world. So you think that trying to engage with forces that are not physical can do something to truly affect change? So you think a vote, a march, all that, you really think that's going to change something out here? They want you to think that that's some type of power. They want you to think that that's some type of power and that that's what you should be focused on. But that's what they call a red herring. And I'm not, I know people might, knock me all day for saying something like that, but I'm going to keep it real. The real power is in you, the people, each person. If each person get in touch with the real power that God placed inside of us, they can't do nothing. We could change the world, but only we have to have some type of power. All that false power, not going to do nothing. All right? So I got off track. But okay. So I said, so you think trying to engage with forces that are not physical can do something to truly affect change? Well, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. So behind closed doors, the leaders of this world, or should I say the world that was, because their time is up, they move on an energetic level. They work secretly in spiritual practices. That's what they doing. That's what they've been doing from a long, 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 long road, but they hide it from you. It's been hidden. All right. So that's what they working with. But you don't even know about none of that stuff because it been labeled and they done put it in everybody's head that is some type of wickedness or some type of selfishness or is some type of lack of faith in God to learn about yourself and your spiritual connection, your connection with nature, your actual powers that actually vested in us from God, major powers that is being activated right now to a time like more, I don't know if more than ever, but just we're in a time right now where the powers is being activated. But if you don't know about it, you ain't gonna have none, right? And this ain't talk about no wicked powers. This ain't talk about no putting spells on people and no trying to get things on, Anyway, see? And I get off track. So I was saying that they move in secretly in spiritual practices. They are not worried about no votes. They already got the masses where they want them mentally chained up, spiritually chained up. And that's where the true power lies. The most powerful energy in the world is thought. And they've loved that for a long time. Or maybe I'm saying they've known that for a long time. And we have only been accessing one little itty bitty corner of our brains, these wonderful brains. But guess what? The script done flipped, especially after that eclipse on April 8th, 2024. Time's up. Access is being granted to unlock those areas in the mind that were dormant. And the real power and freedom is at our fingertips. It's just up to us to learn, get in touch with it, and know what's really important and not fall into all the distractions. You think when the slaves were freed that we won? Think we're free? True freedom is spiritual connection, controlling your own mind, learning the true power that you capable of utilizing, being free to build yourself, your mental strength, your spiritual strength, and yes, physical strength as well. No one can stop you from doing that. That's freedom. That's freedom. So you know the serenity prayer, Lord, grant me the serenity to uh change, accept the things I cannot change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. One thing you could change and nobody could stop you from doing is learning yourself, building your own mind, building your own personal power. Nobody could stop that. So, okay, back to my notes. So, focusing on your oppressors, and I'm not talking skin color, anyone can be an oppressor to you, but people who have done you wrong or affected your life negatively, focusing on your oppressors and what they got going on, that's a distraction in itself. Yes, we may live to watch their karma being dealt. We may witness their fall, but to waste a moment of your precious energy even dwelling on it or speculating on the wins and hows when you could be utilizing your time and your energy to put into your own self discovery and your own self reflection, your own growth, your own routine, your own health, building your own inner peace, building your own power, your own connection with God and the God in you. That is the distraction. The distraction is focusing on anything outside of you, anything that deters you from knowing that is you got to be focused on. So I said, they have no true power over you. My prior oppressors are not more powerful than me. So why give them your energy and give them power? That's giving away your power. Focus on you, you. I'm going to keep repeating that. Focus on you and what you got to do within yourself. That's the number one thing. All right. So I said, yeah, that is a distraction. If it's not focusing on you at this point, everything else is a possible distraction. That has been one of my biggest struggles in my journey the last few years. Those times I get to playing games on my phone, scrolling on YouTube, those are my main two. Why do you think distractions have become so accessible? Cheap. Smart TVs, super cheap when you really look at it. If you can't afford a phone, they'll give you one. You really think that was to help you? No. If you can't afford the internet, you could get it for free or maybe $10. You think that's to help our children with true learning? No. They don't want our children learning. Learning is true power. If anything, it's so they can have a more constant influence of the bullshit placed online to infiltrate their minds and spirits. Parents be busy these days, so the children in many homes browse freely. And to those who think that's sweet and harmless, no, far from it. Even if they're on content made for children, it's corrupted. Rather teaching bad habits like lying, insulting others, using the tongue recklessly, talking down on to self, chaos, idolizing the wrong stuff, pushing agendas. Man, we got to wake up. We waking up though. Don't worry, because I'm not. But try to minimize distractions. At least set aside a period of time daily, even if it's as small as 5 minutes, more hopefully, but at least to study within, to tap in spiritually, learn about you, to feed your soul, work on controlling your own mind, to heal your pains, to face your flaws and work on them, to keep it real with yourself, to find some silence, to learn how to clear your mind. that's just a few suggestions. All right, so now that I bust that up, I read from my notes. I see I went rogue a few times, and that John had me off. I don't know. I don't know if I should just stick to my what I write down going forward. I'ma see, cause I don't want to run people off. But it seemed like if I were to read it straight out, you know, um, maybe it would be more streamlined. That the message could get across. But we'll see. I'll just go with the flow. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my point on distractions. I'm a freestyle a little bit right now. Just say that distractions, yes, that's absolutely a real thing. It's a plot. Um, but it's just you have to know it's the art of war. You have to know what your enemy is trying to distract you from. Don't get it twisted and think that the distraction is because, like, yeah, you don't want to be completely blind to what's going on in the world. Yeah, peep it, be knowledgeable, you know what I mean? But don't spend no energy on it. Protect yourself from what you protect yourself, number one, by learning your true power and things like that. Your power alone, stepping into your power, provides self protection, real protection. They can't beat God. Like, they can't beat God. They can't. And God has instilled God inside of you too. He broke off power to us, each one of us. So they can't beat that. So it's very important. Ooh, I was getting a little hype. It's very important to know that, to work on knowing that, or to explore that. If you don't believe that, look into it. Try some. Try, try meditating. Try going outside in the fresh air in a peaceful spot, like going near a tree, you know what I mean? Or not a tree, some grass, something like that, or even just outside in the air and just relax, breathe, take in that sun, talk to God at that time, find you some peace. And your mind might be scattered at first, and you think, "Oh, I can't do this. I can't." That's because we so programmed. We already. That's how they want us. That's how they want your mind. All that going. You know what I mean? Because it's stillness. It's within the stillness that you tap in. But it will get better. It'll stop being like that. You will start learning how to control your mind and things like that. And that's where the superpowers come in. That's where your power come in. And they scared of that. And that's why they want you distracted. But know what the real distractions are. Anything that's making you focus on something outside of you. Focus on you. Focus on you and your power. Because nothing could beat it. Nothing could beat it. Nothing could beat it. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. You're a warrior. You're a warrior. You gotta know it. You gotta know it. You gotta know it. You gotta know it. All right. Peace, y'all.